What is existential food training? In a nutshell, existential food training is using the dog's meals for rewards for training, meaning we use food that the dog actually needs versus food that the dog might want. The dog earns its meals by doing the skills or behaviors we want the dog to learn. Let's take a look at why this works. It comes as no surprise to anyone when we say dogs are individuals and can vary wildly in interests and temperament, even compared to other dogs of the same breed. Yet, a lot of people are stuck in their training when what they're using to motivate and reward their dog doesn't stop, fix, or change the dog's behavior. Meaning, your dog finds more value in other things, not your training. Your dog, as an individual, finds certain things or activities more rewarding. These are things that your dog wants. So typically those activities and things look like playing fetch, getting to chase things, being social with other dogs, getting social time with humans, getting to say hello, playing tug, and generally most of our dogs just really appreciate the ability to be off leash and enjoy freedom and liberty in the yard or the house. The main thing to take away here is that your dog gets to decide what's rewarding to them. But all dogs need certain things in order to survive. Some of those things are shelter and safety, social needs like being with a pack or some human interactions. They need water, and of course they need food. Our dog's ancestors had to put in a ton of work and did a lot of things in order to get food that they needed to survive. Taking a look at how ancient dogs or our dog's ancestors ate, we see that activities that led to meals become highly rewarding or existentially, instinctually rewarding to the being. Some of these activities they did included digging, chasing, tracking, stalking, fighting, working cooperatively with pack mates, etc. Individuals who had the tendency to be good at those activities generally lived longer and produced more offspring, who in turn, instinctually, through genetics, find these behaviors rewarding. Fast forward a couple thousand years, and we find that humans find some of the behaviors that dogs do helpful to our livelihood. In return for the dog performing a behavior or skill for us, we offer them shelter and food. Dogs who were good at working alongside humans were fed more and provided for and therefore thrived and had offspring who in turn had high propensities towards working cooperatively with humans. There was a clear working relationship between dog and human. Fast forward to modern dogs, and dogs typically no longer serve a purpose or function to our livelihoods other than being companions or part of the family. We provide everything dogs need without expectation that the dog offers us anything in return. In fact, most dogs have access to all the things they find rewarding even if the relationship they have with their human is not ideal. The dog has no clear understanding that they should fit into a particular lifestyle with their humans in order to live comfortably. Let's go over some frequently asked questions when it comes to existential food training. One commonly asked question we get is, can I use toys instead of food to motivate my dog for training? The answer is a bit complicated. Of course, you can use play and relationship to motivate your dog to do a behavior that we want them to do, but at some point, that's hard to quantify. It's very easy for us to know how much food a dog needs in a day in order to remain healthy and maintain weight. It's something that they need versus something that they want. Dogs do require social interaction with other dogs or people in order to be a healthy living being, but there isn't a certain amount in a day that a dog that we can easily identify that we can use for training. By using food, if the dog does not do the desired behavior, we can remove the opportunity for the dog to eat that meal as well as the opportunity for the dog to get access to what was more rewarding to them in that moment. Very soon, the dog will become hungry, and the likelihood that he will want to take food increases. We have complete control over how the dog accesses food. If we use toys or play instead of food, the removal of the opportunity to play with us might damage our relationship with the dog. The dog might find less value in playing with us because there are other ways to fulfill his play need. We don't necessarily have control over what the dog can access to have fun, nor will that need reliably increase if we withhold it from the dog. With existential food training, we sometimes have the dog miss the opportunity to eat if he doesn't perform the desired behavior. So another frequently asked question we get is, how many opportunities should my dog miss before we start to worry about our dogs missing too many meals? The important thing to take away here is that we're not suggesting that you should ever starve your dog. What should happen is the desired behavior should be broken down so that your dog is set up for success. For example, if you want your dog to hold place for a certain period of time, you need to find the period of time that makes it challenging for him, yet not too challenging to where he's missing too many opportunities to eat. If 5 minutes is your eventual goal, you may start by asking your dog to hold place for 1 minute. If your dog refuses to eat food while you're practicing that exercise for 1 minute, you might choose to remove him from the opportunity to eat that meal and possibly remove him from the opportunity to have freedom and liberty in the house if that was what was more motivating to him at the time. The goal should be to be able to retry that exercise in a few hours when the hunger of the dog has increased, and possibly making the session slightly easier to set the dog up for success. We simply want to illustrate that in order to get the things that the dog wants, he must do the thing that we want him to do. This concludes our segment on existential food training. If you have questions or you'd like to see more demo videos, head over to our website, which is www.partnersink9me.com.